Imagine it's the year 1457. You're standing in the center of a small European village. Church bells echo through the streets. Villagers crowd around the town square. Children sit on their father's shoulders. Merchants abandon their stalls. Everyone has come to witness a trial. Not the trial of a murderer, not a thief, not even a witch. The accused sits quietly behind wooden bars, covered in mud, breathing heavily. It isn't a person. It's a pig. A sow, accused of murdering a 5-year-old child. The court has assigned it a lawyer. Witnesses are called. Evidence is presented. Judges deliberate. And if found guilty, the animal will be publicly executed. It sounds impossible, like something invented for a horror movie. But for nearly 500 years, Europe genuinely placed animals on trial. The real question isn't why they punished animals. It's why humans needed the trial in the first place.
To understand these trials, you have to forget everything you know about pigs. The pigs of medieval Europe weren't the pink farm animals you imagine today. Most wandered freely through villages. They searched for food in forests. They fought over scraps. Many were only a few generations removed from wild boars. Strong, aggressive, and completely unpredictable. For adults, they were dangerous. For children, they could be deadly. Historical records describe horrifying attacks on toddlers left unattended while their parents worked nearby. So why not simply kill the animal? Because to the medieval mind, this wasn't just an accident. It was a crime against the natural order. God had created a hierarchy. Humans ruled over animals, not the other way around. When an animal killed a human, that order collapsed. A public trial wasn't really about the pig. It was about proving that human law still ruled the world. The courtroom became a stage. The verdict became a ritual. And the execution became a public promise that order had been restored.
But what happens when the monster can't be arrested? What happens when there is no body, no suspect, no courtroom? Because some horrors don't have faces. You can't chain a curse. You can't imprison bad luck. And you certainly can't put a demon on trial. So humanity invented something else. Rituals. Tiny actions that gave people the illusion of control. A knock on wood, a horseshoe above the door, salt thrown over the shoulder, a whispered prayer before entering the forest. None of these rituals physically changed the world, but psychologically, they changed everything. Because fear without explanation becomes unbearable.
The human brain hates unfinished stories. It would rather believe in invisible spirits than accept that terrible things sometimes happen for no reason. Across Europe, entire villages built legends around unexplained disappearances. A traveler vanished. A child never returned home. Livestock disappeared overnight. Without evidence, the imagination filled every empty space. Demons, witches, ghosts, monsters hiding just beyond the edge of the firelight. The horror became a story, and somehow the story felt safer than the mystery.
You might think we've outgrown medieval thinking, that we've become more rational, more scientific, more civilized. But have we really? The monsters have changed. Our need to understand them hasn't. Take the modern case of Timothy Vades. The headlines called him the vampire trucker, not because he believed he was immortal, but because journalists needed a name that could capture something almost impossible to describe. The details of his crimes shocked investigators. The public searched for explanations. Was he evil? Mentally ill? Born this way? Created by his past? Notice what happens next. the story grows larger than the person. Television specials, news reports, podcasts, documentaries, thousands of online discussions, millions of comments, everyone trying to answer the same question. How could someone become this? Centuries ago, people gathered around the gallows. Today, we gather around glowing screens. Different technology, the same human instinct. The thread connecting all of this isn't pigs, or vampires, or even true crime. It's narrative. Humans don't simply experience tragedy. We organize it. We investigate it. We retell it. Because stories create something that chaos never can. Meaning. Centuries ago, justice happened in the town square. Everyone watched together. Everyone left believing order had been restored. Today, the square has become digital. Breaking news, live streams, podcasts, documentaries, comment sections. We gather there for the very same reason. Not because we enjoy horror, but because we're searching for an ending that makes sense. Every headline becomes another chapter. Every theory becomes another attempt to explain the unexplainable. Every discussion asks the same ancient question. How could this happen? Technology has transformed everything around us, except the human mind. We still build stories, not to erase fear, but to make fear survivable.
For centuries, we believed justice came from a courtroom. Today, we often believe it comes from a headline. The courtroom became the newspaper. The newspaper became the smartphone. But the question has never changed. When the world stops making sense, what story do we tell ourselves to make it whole again?